Seeing that there's difficulties with promotions and business and things like that, I know you're really good friends with Terence Crawford and his situation with Bob. I know there's not really much to speak on and say, but I just wanted to ask if you had any thoughts on how how the boxing business is kind of.
Well, I would just say that when people stature say certain things, they have to be mindful, just like us as fighters. I think that Bob Arum saying that Terence Crawford isn't a pay-per-view fighter and he's lost money on Terence Crawford and all that stuff, that it is hurting him moving forward with his career. Because I think that Terence Crawford is pound for pound number one. I got Canelo as number two. I think that Terence Crawford will fight against anybody and has a chance to beat anybody. But when you have the person who you're signed to saying things like, "Oh, you're not a pay-per-view star, you lost me money," it makes the other promotions or the other networks look at, "Oh, like we're gonna lose money off that fighter. Oh, so that fighter isn't worth it." And it's like, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He do great numbers. He bring in great crowds. I've been there, sold out crowds. And if Bob is losing money, I don't know how, but I will tell you that people want to see Terence Crawford fight, and everybody want to see Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence at 147 for the undisputed title. Everybody wants to see it. But while I'm saying that, same thing goes for Showtime. Showtime could have hurt my career with them moving forward and saying things like, I had a great working relationship with Showtime. We never had any beef. Anytime I had media or anything, I was there. And I was cool with everybody that worked. I never gave anybody any problems. It just was that after the pandemic, I got put on a back burner, and I had to keep waiting, and my fight day kept getting pushed back and back and back, and promises were not kept. But for them to come out and say that I don't get viewership, I was one of the fighters that have the highest viewership on Showtime. It's you can look it up. It's other numbers that they can't show us, but if the big numbers show that I had 500,000 views and this other person had 200,000 views, who number is higher? It doesn't matter. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but when networks say stuff like that, it can hurt a fighter moving forward. It hasn't been able to hurt me because everybody knows the truth, and I've been able to prove the truth. But same thing with Terence Crawford. He'll be able to prove his case, and hopefully the other networks don't discredit him, and they give him a shot at everybody who he wants to fight against, and he can do it his way.